ex-Bethelite here, and along the discussion about a few teachings of the Watchtower that need to be discussed is the teaching on 1914. Now, a lot of people who are just Bible readers will have no clue what I'm talking about because, again, this is something that is not in the Bible, but it is a teaching of Watchtower. That becomes an issue. Somebody's got to explain to me why the organization can't just teach what's in the Bible. There's good things in the Bible. There's Christian qualities in the Bible that would be great to discuss and study and try to perfect and try to become more like Jesus. But why do we have to keep going outside of the Bible? Why can't we just teach what's in the Bible? 1914, you get into something else that is a definite teaching and is definitely not in the Bible, but is an interpretation of what they think the Bible means. Basically, the short version of that is the Bible talking about Satan being hurled down to the earth, and Jesus ruling as king, and predictions of earthquakes and wars and famines and things like that. Well, World War I happened in 1914, or started in 1914, around that time. The prediction is 1914, Jesus established himself and invisibly picked Watchtower to represent him on earth. Again, good grief, jumping clear off the pages of the Bible and coming up with stuff that isn't even remotely there. I'm oftentimes speechless, when I talk about these things, because you go so far left from what was there on the page. And the concept, we could even discuss the concept that World War I was a huge war with millions of people dead. And, well, my assumption then being that the devil was hurled to the earth, and, well, he was mad, so he started World War I, so that we can pinpoint the time that the devil was hurled down to the earth. This is what Watchtower has been doing for the longest, and it's trying to guesstimate dates, but then they make that teaching. They make that you have to believe this. The problem with that is there has always been wars. I mean, my goodness, you just read the Old Testament and there were wars then. You go as far back as you want in history, and there has been wars. Now, the scope of World War I, you're dealing with a time period where there is technology, there's weaponry, there are things that are just unheard of in the scope of human history. Weapons that are capable of doing things that we've never really seen on that scale up until that particular time. Now, to say that, okay, this was the worst war, and therefore, this is the devil, being hurled down to the earth, and the evidence of that Well, you have one issue, and that issue is World War II. And that happened sometime after World War One, nowhere near 1914. Now, my opinion, which the teaching is an opinion, the teaching is just an interpretation of what the Bible is saying. It nowhere in the Bible is it saying that Jesus picked Watchtower. That's just an interpretation, flying off the scriptures. How can you point the finger at the Catholics for doing anything, whether they're lighting candles around Mary or anything else? How can you point the finger at them when there is about as crystal clear as it can be where Watchtower is going away from the scriptures and making it a teaching? Look up some things about World War One. You can Google it. There may be videos on YouTube about World War One. Now, look up things about World War II and compare the two. And in your mind, is there a possibility that there may be a little of a question of which one would be more demonic? Let's say if the devil was hurled to the earth and he wanted to really cause issues and show his rage, would it be more World War II, where you have atomic weapons? If you were to think about a demonic force, the devil influencing mankind and influencing technology and giving mankind something, wouldn't it be atomic weapons, something that would destroy the entire planet? If you were to just try to use logic, because this isn't in the Bible. This shouldn't even be a Christian teaching. This is not in the Bible. This is me reasoning on a Watchtower teaching. We shouldn't be talking about this really at all as far as a belief that Christians have to have, because it's not in the Bible. However, let's just talk about the theory. If the devil were to give mankind weapons, or a weapon, or to influence something, would it be tanks and machine guns and grenades and things like that? In my opinion, these are things that mankind could just came up with on their own. I mean, that's just where we were in technology. The atomic weapon is, in my opinion, and this is World War II, right? So the atomic weapon is what you would look at. If you were to say the devil was hurled down and he wanted to show his rage by influencing man to do something, it would be making the atomic bomb. The atomic bomb doesn't destroy just soldiers. The atomic bomb doesn't just destroy civilians. The atomic bomb destroys everything living. And if there was a true nuclear war, it would probably destroy the planet. As far as the devil's concerned, wouldn't he clearly want the planet destroyed? Or would he just want a bunch of wars? There's always been wars. What would he want? The whole planet gone. I'll show you to hurl me to the vicinity of the earth, I'll destroy the planet. So obviously, if you want to go down through that type of reasoning, you would have to look at World War II and say, yeah, that atomic bomb, if the devil was doing anything with regards to influencing man, that's got to be it. Giving us something that will destroy all of us. That wasn't World War I. That would again put Watchtower's prediction of 1914 that they teach as doctrine, something that you have to believe if you're a member, that would put that year way off. And Watchtower has got a record of coming up with dates, and those dates being way off, such as the generation of 1914 not passing away before the end of the world or Armageddon occurring. They were apparently way off with that. And you would think, just stop coming up with dates. You've been horrible at it your entire existence. The entire history of the organization, coming up with dates have been a bad thing. And what do? They keep on coming up with or holding on to dates. 1914, they go on about that. And it's like, you just stop. Just teach what's in the Bible. I don't know why this is such a foreign thing to just teach what is in the Bible. You got it for a reason. Just teach what's in there. World War II, you also had, I'm not a history buff or anything like that, but, you had a lot of different things. Think about, the Nazis and, Hitler and, trying to wipe out an entire race. Stop it. That you can't get any more demonic than that. You can't get any more, and whether, what he was trying to do, all I know is from what I've read in the history books. So from that perspective, if you were looking at something that was directly influenced by the devil, wouldn't you look at somebody that wants to eliminate an entire race of people? Concentration camps, starving people to death, gassing people, all kinds of stuff like that. Now, I know that there's videos and things about whether all that stuff actually happened the way it was said to have happened. That's not my point. My point is, if you're going to pick a date, it seems like the date that they picked was wrong, based off the major reason why they picked the date, and that is a war. Stop picking dates. Rutherford, one of the founders, tried to pick a date of when everyone is going to be resurrected and started trying to build a mansion for them to live in. It didn't happen. Stop picking dates. I don't understand how 8 million people and nobody can look and say, maybe we can just stick with the Bible. Is that 8 million people and nobody can just look and say, hey, this is not in there. Let's stop teaching it. Why can't we just teach what's in the Bible? This is unheard of, but this is something, honestly, an honest look. Denominations do this. You have a lot of different religious denominations, and to an extent, a lot of them kind of go to the left a little bit in their own direction, and that becomes their doctrine or their dogma. Or if you want to be a part of this, you have to kind of go to the left with us on these particular teachings. It may not be in the Bible, but that's just what we teach. And that's what you see in denominations. Jehovah's Witnesses claim to be restorationist, or a restoration of what was original Christianity. If you claim to be a restorationist, you can't come up with denominational type doctrinal teachings that ain't in the Bible. A restorationist movement would go back to what's in the Bible and nothing else but what's in the Bible. Denominations or splinter groups take the Bible, and I'm not saying all of them because I don't have knowledge of every last one of them, but that would be a denominational thing, is to take the Bible and come up with your own doctrine, whether it's directly in the Bible or not. It's your denomination, it's your doctrine. Now, so if the Jehovah's Witnesses went ahead and said, hey, we're a denomination, we're not the restoration of all Christianity, we're a denomination, then at least you could say, okay, well, you're doing something that denominations do. But to do what they're doing, and there's something flew in here. Every time I like to go out and enjoy the weather and sit and make a video, something flies around me. But what do you guys think about that teaching? 1914, it just seems clearly wrong. It seems like it is clearly wrong. Not even to mention the whole Jesus invisibly picking them thing, but the date itself as the most demonic thing that has happened that we could say pinpoints when the devil got here. It was a world war, right? But the technology that was available made that possible, that very likely that was something that was going to happen. When something happens in a region, everybody knows about it because of technology and the things that we have and the abilities as far as communication and things like that. That allows a lot of people to get involved. There's a lot of allies and people connected now because of communication. So if things get unstable somewhere, that affects a lot of nations. That's something that, in my opinion, could happen in human history anyway and didn't need demonic forces to cause that to happen. World War II is something that could have just happened in human history too. But if you had to pick something, you'd have to pick atomic bombs and people trying to wipe out entire races as the more demonic date. And Google the losses of life. And from what I read on Google, World War II had a larger casualty list also. So think about it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. A lot of the videos I've left my phone number, and trying to find my beverage here. And feel free to text me. Let me know what you think about all this. If you agree with them on 1914 versus the date of year of World War II, let me know why and what the reasoning is. We can discuss it down below. Ex Wallkill Bethelite signing out, but also something that just popped up into my mind is using the word the truth and habitually veering from the Bible. And that's a huge claim, you know what I mean? To go from just humble Bible students to people claiming they are the truth. In the Bible, you can see Jesus Christ being referred to as the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, you can use that term and scripturally have it referring to Jesus Christ. God's word can be used with that term as the truth. I can see that. The Bible being connected with the word, the term the truth. Jesus Christ being connected with the term the truth. These are lofty things. An earthly organization that just started off as Bible students, why would they go and do something so lofty and seemingly so haughty as to call themselves the truth? And in other words, try to distinguish themselves from all of other Christians, all Christianity, as we're the truth, everybody else is false religion. That is lofty. I mean, you're just a group of Bible students that developed later into a larger than what they were religion. But 8 million people is definitely not impressive in the scope of all the rest of Christianity. But it's just so much that is, in my opinion, not Christian because it's not biblical. If you're a Christian, you don't just go around teaching things that aren't biblical. You got to kind of stick to the Bible. You might have people wandering around talking about that they're prophets and things like that, but that's questionable as far as Christianity is concerned. If it's not there in the Bible, and you're teaching it, and you're teaching a whole lot of things that are not in the Bible, you guys let me know, is that Christian? Can you be Christian and teach a whole lot of stuff that ain't in the Bible? As truth, as fact. You're teaching stuff, it ain't in the Bible. The Bible, something that's Christian, a Christian source, isn't your source. It's got to be your own self coming up with teachings. Are you still a Christian? What do you think? Let me know. Comment down below. Is your organization still Christian once you veer from the Bible? Ex-Bethelite signing out.